Hello, my loves. Welcome to V for Vibrant. My name is Kellyanne, and today we've got a two-parter. First, maybe a three-parter. First, I just want to say I'm so sorry for abandoning y'all for a couple weeks. I have been sick. I have been attending a bachelorette party. I have been sort of struggling mentally, emotionally. If you hear me coughing, I'm still getting over being sick. But I apologize for having disconnected and not being transparent with y'all about, feeling the connection, feeling the tether, wanting to show up for y'all and wanting to continue to pass along some of the messages that I get from the universe so that y'all are tapping into that same well of knowledge and well of love. But also, it's a two-parter because I have a message and I have a couple updates. In the spirit of transparency, I want to, in the spirit of transparency, I want to make sure that y'all are up to date on what you can expect from me and from this channel, as well as I have something that I really want to sink sink the collective teeth into. So I'm inviting you to sharpen your teeth so we can sink them into the flesh of what do I even call this? It's like sometimes I come in and I'm like, I know what I want to talk about, but I don't have like a very succinct thing yet. And you guys get to watch me like as I spiral, and then I'm like, ugh, here is the condensed version. But I think it's really powerful to like go wide and get to see the full view before we go, oh, this is how it specifically relates to me. I'm a very big picture person. So, big picture here, the thing that I want us to sink our teeth into is a mixture between self-abandonment and I just realized I'm doing like pinkies up, be fancy. I want us to sink into a sort of self-abandonment that is ignorance, and that is also like a fear of being honest with people. And here I am saying, I was just, not open with you guys and not, creating a video so that I can update you on what's happening. So it's not, I guess, the same thing as what I'm thinking of, because what I'm thinking of is the fear of being so honest with yourself that you can't abandon yourself. And you can't be ignorant to the ways that you are not only harming yourself, but you're uh, perpetuating involvement in a system that celebrates harm, that celebrates self harm, and that celebrates harming others. Now, if you don't know it by now, on this channel, we are socialists, we are communists, we are for the people, we are, for the workers, we are uh, the ones who want to see everybody thrive and do not subscribe to the belief that there is scarcity in the world. There is no scarcity, and there is no need for competition. Of course, we're always going to have competition, but there's no need to compete for all of us to eat. Hey, that's pretty good. So here we talk about, here as in here in V for Vibrant, here in this corner of YouTube and the interweb, we talk about the patterns of avoidance and the patterns of perfectionism and the patterns of people pleasing and the patterns of emotional ignorance and emotional dysregulation that we participate in, which helps the capitalist, colonialist, patriarchal systems that harm all of us and cause us to participate in our own self harm. Because when you actually get into it, and you can watch my other videos on people pleasing and perfectionism and avoidance if you don't already know this yet, if you haven't already, shined this golden nugget with me, shined. Anyway, if you haven't already gotten this golden nugget with me and dug it up and gone, oh, that's important, I need to look at that, then go and watch the other perfectionist and people pleasing and avoidance related videos. They're out there for you. But if you know this already and you've watched it already, then you are already aware that they are forms of self harm, and they are forms of manipulation and sort of passive aggression that leads to harming others and harming our relationships with others, which then in turn harms us, and then in turn helps the system that is was created to keep us separated. I want to make sure in this video that the message that we're getting is, when we are ignorant to what's going on with us, we're not paying attention to ourselves, we're not affirming ourselves, we're not listening to our own stories, as in being curious and asking ourselves, what is the story I'm telling myself about this thing? I keep abandoning this goal that I've set for myself. And this was me for the couple of weeks that I was gone, which is why I feel bad, because I abandoned myself. I abandoned you all. And one of my goals is to connect with y'all more and to help build a base for compassion and creative access to the most beautiful life that you can imagine for yourself, creating the life that you desire and that you deserve, and feeling like you deserve it, which circles back to the compassion. Okay, so we're just doing this here. But my goal is to create that space and to develop this community so that we are all speaking to each other and connecting with each other and speaking to ourselves, not in avoidance of having those hard conversations with our own inner child, with our own inner protector, with our own inner whomever is in there trying to bury the lead, whoever is in there hiding under the bed, whoever is in there trying not to pay attention to uh, the thing that keeps us from feeling whole and feeling comfortable in our skin. You know, the thing that you might be uh, feeling like you need to avoid is your lack of appreciation for your body. The thing that you might be avoiding is the fact that you have trouble making friends and have trouble connecting with people. The thing that you might be avoiding is the reality that you can't afford to live anywhere but where you are living, and you feel stuck and you feel trapped, but you know that you're going to explode or implode if you stay in that situation. That pattern of avoidance creates an emotional ignorance. You kind of lock away how you're feeling. You go, I don't have time for you, and I don't have space for you, and in fact, like, it's kind of a bummer, it's kind of an inconvenience, and it's not that urgent for me to deal with this and for me to handle this right now, because I got to make money. I got to make money and I got to survive. So if that's how you've been feeling, I would love for you to just put a green, with a green today, a green heart in the comments. If you have just been surviving, put a green heart in the comments and let me know so I can just shower you with some love. And I might even, if I do get some comments, give some intuitive guidance or pull a card for you. If you would like for me to pull a card for you, put 3 green hearts, okay? So that I know I got you. I see you. Let me pull a tarot card, or let me pull an oracle card for you. so that you can get all of the showering of love that I have to give. If you've been in that survival mode and you've been in avoidance mode, I see you. I've been there too. I've been having a really hard time with my own like cannabis journey, where I've just been using it to perpetuate avoidance. I've been having a hard time with like my media addiction and playing video games and watching TV. I mean, dropout.tv is a pretty good place to be because it does spark creativity, and there is just it's not like other apps and other forms of media. Like it really is truly uplifting and joyful. So if you don't know about Dropout, you should really check out Dropout. This is not sponsored at all. This is just me telling everybody in the world always that I love Dropout. Um, I find that I'm trying to consume more than I'm trying to create. And I find that when I'm in avoidance of creating things or pursuing the goals that I've set for myself, that there's some part of me that I'm trying to avoid too. Because when we're creative, we're expressing ourselves. We're taking something that's on the inside and we're expressing it. So when we are avoiding expression, when we are avoiding ourselves in that way, in the mirror that creating something or that pursuing a goal creates for us, it's that mirror of like, I am showing up as who I think I really am on the inside today. I think I really am this person who is driven toward my purpose, who's driven toward my passions. And when we are in avoidance of that person, we close up our emotions, we close up our mindset, our openness to seeing things in a different way, and we are just participating in the systems that play us for fucking fools, play us for the surviving zombies that we tend to feel like we are on a day-to-day basis. So the call in here, I don't want anybody else to feel like you're being called out right now, okay? I'm not calling you out. I'm calling this version of myself into this conversation. And I'm inviting you, as I call you in, to step into this conversation around where do we go from here when we are tired and exhausted and overwhelmed. But half of the battle is fighting those sort of addictions and those patterns and habits of self harm, even if they are gentle self harm, like watching TV for several hours. That's pretty gentle self harm. In a sense, you're resting, but not really, because you're not shutting your eyes and shutting off your body and letting your body and your cellular data activate and start talking to each other and say, where do we need to go? What do we need to do? And giving your body a chance to fully engage in rest, fully engage in the healing that happens when you are closed eyes, unconscious, resting. So yeah, maybe you're resting, right? You're watching TV or you're playing a video game, you're listening to music, you're scrolling. Hey. That is, I think, a more active form of self-harm. But if we just take watching TV as like a gentle form of self-harm, where do we go from here when we are too active up here and tired in our bodies to get ourselves to sleep and get the rest that we need and actually activate the decolonized version of what rest really looks like? Where do we go from here when our bodies are too active and our brains are too tired for us, and we drink, or we drink alcohol, or we smoke weed so that we can try to like rebalance and create some kind of equilibrium. Where do we go from here? The thing that I want us to walk away with from this thing that we're sinking our teeth into, which is that avoidance pattern, that pattern of um, trying to collectively escape Earth while still living here, escape our bodies, escape our minds while still inhabiting them. The thing that I want us to take away from this is that we don't need to have an answer immediately, and you don't need to walk away from this video feeling guilty that you do this. I'm telling you that I do this. I'm telling you that as you're watching this and the number of people watching this racks up, they're all the people too who do this. We are a collective. We are doing this together, which means we are healing together and we are hurting together. Owie. Owie, and also, I was trying to think of a noise for healing, and that's what I came up with. I want us to walk away with the knowledge that we're all in this together, with the knowledge that avoiding is self-abandonment and is a form of self-sabotage, right? And I want us to walk away with an intention, okay? So let's set a collective intention, okay? Because I don't want to provide answers for you. I feel like you have all the answers yourself, okay? But also, it kind of feels good when you walk away from watching a video and you're like, I feel like I have an answer. I feel like I have a new direction. I feel like I have something shifted. And that's what I want to create right now, is a little small shift, okay? So we're going to set the intention, we're going to set the collective intention to notice and be the witness. For the next, can we commit to, I want to say 5 days, but I think 3 is more achievable because we tend to forget things after a couple days. We tend to just move on with our lives, Our attention spans are not that long. So we'll set the intention for 3 to 5 days. If you feel like 5, then go for it. I'm hearing 5 over and over again, but I'm gonna offer you 3. Okay, we're gonna set the intention to notice and to be the witness of when we are stuck in a pattern of self-harm. We are going to set the intention that when we notice this, and what I mean by noticing and witnessing is you become present in the moment. You say to yourself, oh, I am doing X. I am doing rest by way of watching TV. I am doing self-harm by way of binge eating. I am doing blankety blankety blank, okay? I am doing this thing by way of doing this thing. I am hurting myself in this way by way of doing this action. Does that make sense? Okay. We're going to set the intention to notice and witness. And when we do, we are just going to say, I'm noticing that I'm doing this thing by way of this thing. And I don't need to feel bad about it. Okay, this is the whole intention. I don't need to feel bad about it. I just need to pay attention. That's it. If you want to get really, really grounded with it, I welcome you now to close your eyes, take a deep breath, let it fill your whole body, and exhale. Wiggle a little bit, especially your lower body. Give a couple of little twists and shakes and wiggles. And now make it fun. I set the intention now. You can repeat after me. I set the intention now to notice when I'm feeling like harming myself is easier than doing the thing I know I want to be doing. I set the intention now to pay attention to myself, but be nice when I do, because the world is a little tough on me. And I don't deserve to make it harder on myself. And wiggle, 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 wiggle. And then relax. Relax, release, or let it go. Let it go into the sky if you want. Whatever you need to kind of set that intention, release the intention, okay, for the next 3 days. We're going to pay attention. And that's what I wanted us to sink our teeth into. Is just the awareness, the awakening, noticing our blind spots so that we can start to point them out a little more frequently. And if you watch this and you're like, this is a good intention, I would like to try this again. I don't know if I'm going to do that great over the next 3 to 5 days, but I would like to set the intention. Just set an event or an alarm for yourself, whatever reminder you have on your phone, to come back to this video and do this again and come back to this little intention setting part. Just wait, just watch for the wiggles, okay? Watch for the wiggles in the video and come back and do it again, because there is no limit to how much you can give to yourself in terms of intention setting that helps you to connect with yourself even more. There's no limit. There's absolutely no limit to being kind to yourself, to being more aware, to paying attention to you and the things that are going on, to you and your own world. There's no limit. I hear Homer. Hi, homie baloney. Hi, sweet boy. You are just in time, Homer, because we are about to transition to the second part of this video, okay? The second part is some updates. I have free reading Friday that I'm bringing back, y'all. And if you don't know me from my Instagram live days, yeah, I'm going to keep scratching this butt. If you don't know me from my Instagram live days, then welcome. I'm about to start doing some YouTube live things right here on the tube, going live every Friday so that we can start getting y'all some free readings, because I think we need it. I think we need it. I think we deserve it. I think y'all are so deserving of the quick, easy guidance that tarot and oracle card readings provide. And I think it's about time that we all start recognizing how connected we are, because whenever I do free reading Fridays, the amazing thing is there will be a bunch of people who join the live, and what you do is you queue up, first come first serve, you ask your question, or you just say, hey, I would like general guidance from the universe, and I will take you first come first serve. But if you're there waiting and there are 4 or 5 or 20 people on the live stream who are waiting for a free reading, what you might find, and what often happens, is that while somebody else is getting their reading ahead of you, they are being told things that you also needed to hear, which I think is such evidence of magic. Such evidence of magic and the synchronicities of the universe, such evidence of the love that the universe is, because when we find that we are more connected than we realized, and we find that even strangers, relative strangers on the internet, are in need of the same guidance and the same connection and the same reminders that we are, then we remember that we're not alone. And that's one of the best feelings. Is it's one of the most relieving feelings to have, is to be like, "Oh, I'm not the only one who's going through this. Okay. I'm not weird. I'm not estranged from the rest of humanity. I'm not in need of some kind of lobotomy to take out this part of my brain that works this way, or I'm not in need of, going into hiding or feeling guilty or ashamed of this version of myself that keeps coming up because somebody else lives that way too. Somebody else is experiencing that same seemingly unique pattern as me, but it's not as unique as we think. All of our struggles are connected. And that's one of the beautiful things that I miss about doing free reading Fridays, is being able to see people in the comments go, "Oh my gosh, I really needed to hear that too." And like get what they need in a way where you didn't even have to ask for it. You just show up and you listen to your gut and you're like, I think I need to stick around and hear what's being said. So, Free Reading Friday is coming up. I'll let y'all know when it is starting. I just requested off of my job so that hopefully by August 15th, which is a week from now, I'll be able to start free reading Fridays. A slight tongue twister for you, girl. Um, I hope that I can start next Friday. But if not, I will be letting y'all know. I'll be coming in with an update so that you know when Free Writing Friday is coming up. And I wanted to also just let y'all know that I am going to be hosting some more online events. So if you want to work with me in person and you want to connect with a very collaborative space of other people who are going through the same shit that you're going through at the same time, and you want to work through some of those things in a playful way, in a curious way, in a compassionate, gentle way, because that's my way. I'm a very soft, sensitive, gentle um, worker. I feel like spiritual worker, spiritual guide. Like I'm never like, let's just reset all the bones at once. I'm always like, let's handle what we can and we'll let that heal and then we'll come back around again. Like you never need to feel like you're dunking into an ice bath and you're trying to have like a fully submerged, like completely new life by the end of one meditation. That's that's not me. I don't really subscribe to that idea or that vision for healing or for like creating the life that you desire. But I would like to invite y'all to not only Free Reading Friday, but some of these upcoming events that I'm going to be doing. One of them is The Wandering. If you don't know about The Wandering, it is a space for perfectionists to let go of trying to figure out whatever the right thing is and get into a habit of creating space for all of the possibilities, for the many next right steps to take, so that you're not moving forward and making choices from a reactionary place, because I think that's what perfectionists do a lot, is just trying to react to the next thing. And we get stuck in analysis paralysis, where we're trying to analyze what the next right thing is. And maybe we take so long and we're so frozen in like all of the possibilities that we never pick one because we're worried that we're not going to pick the right one. What the wandering does is it helps you to surrender that part of yourself that is trying to figure out the right thing all the time, and helps you get to a place where you can center yourself and stay grounded while you are exploring your options. And then you get to have confidence in the choices that you make so you don't end up getting stuck trying to figure out what you should be most confident in. So I've got the wandering coming up. I've got some ideas for some other workshops and things coming up, but I'm going to put a poll in the Patreon so that in the Patreon, which I call the Vibrant Library, um, we are going to be doing some collective engineering of what these workshops and meditations and these events that I'm facilitating are going to be centered on, because I know I have a lot of gifts and some of y'all need to just tell me which one you want me to give to you. You know, like I don't want to be Santa Claus all the time, or I'm like, ho ho ho, is this what you wanted? Is this the card that you drew earlier? I don't want to be like a magician Santa who's trying to figure out the next right thing for you. I want you to be a part of the process, and I want you to feel included and to feel like you have a say in what happens next in this community. So that's what's coming down the pipeline. Free Reading Friday, The Wandering, and some other events. But the best way for you to be able to connect with all of those things is to join my Patreon. And I know that it feels very salesy for me to say, like, I need you guys to join a space where money is involved, because for me, again, like I said, communist socialist, like trying to get away from that. And at the same time, for me to be able to invest my time and energy into the thing, I also live in a capitalist system. I can't choose not to participate. We all have to participate. We're all forced to participate until we create our own systems that can rely on themselves. And so at this point in time, I do have a pay what you can where there are no tiers. It's not like a regular Patreon where you only get a few things if you can only pay $5 a month, and you get lots of stuff if you can pay $50 a month. That's not how this works in the Vibrant Library. The Vibrant Library is open to everybody, no matter what you can pay monthly. And hopefully, you check in with yourself and acknowledge where you're at and how much you are able to give so that you can receive as much as possible. And the more people that are in there participating, the better a chance I'll have of being able to quit my other job and do open my books again and be able to do tarot and oracle card readings all the time for you guys, or create meditations and resources, like the affirmation rampages that I made for the Getting Unstuck series that is still continuing right now. That is starting to wrap up right now, actually. Um, I want to be able to create all of these things for y'all. And the only way that I can do that is to participate in the system of capitalism, but in the most socialist way that I can think of. And that also means that y'all need to look out for each other. So if you are able to give more, then please do. And if not, and $5 is all you're able to contribute to a community resource well and library, that is enough. And you are enough, and you are deserving of all of the resources in there. You're deserving of all the love you desire. And if you've watched my videos before, you know where I'm going with this. And I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day. I love you so much. I'll see y'all in the next one.